Welcome, everybody. We're so glad that you're here to join us today. We are TimelyMD, and we've got a great presentation about our launch of our new technology for you today. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and start by sharing my screen with you and walk you through a couple of slides. Taking just a moment to load. So here we go. Hello and welcome. We are TimelyMD, as you likely know. And for those who are less familiar with us, we partner with institutions to improve campus health and to provide quality care for our students. And I'm going to give you a little bit about us through a video.
In uncertain times, how can higher education cultivate an environment that equips students to thrive? With medical care and mental health support as a foundational core, that's how. TimelyMD is the telehealth solution built for students, offering excellent care and immediate access with no-cost visits provided through the institution. More than ever, students need a sense of refuge as they enter a new stage of development and find their place in the world. Often facing a variety of stressors from test anxiety to relationship struggles to deeper issues like suicidal ideation, students aren't sure where to turn for help. TimelyMD's immediate connection to providers and no-cost visits make it easy for students to get back on track when they're not feeling their best. A vibrant university is one where students are healthy and engaged and develop into committed alumni and the next generation of professionals that will change the world. A partnership with TimelyMD provides the wellness resources that students need and the dependable solutions that college leaders want. For more information on telehealth services at your school, visit us online.
All right, well, thank you for indulging us for just a moment. I wanted to make sure that we level set for today and help you understand who we are and what we do. So with that, I'm going to kick off our presentation. And my name is Lisa Albert, and I'm the AVP of Strategic Communication. I've been with TimelyMD for the majority of the company's existence, and I've had the pleasure of serving in several different roles here. In each of those roles, I've been able to witness the passion that permeates the company throughout all departments and all levels. So we hope to share some of that energy with you here today. Just a quick note as we're walking through the presentation, if you have questions, if you'll just please enter them into the Q&A portion of the webinar software, and we'll address all of those at the end. So today, what we're going to do is walk you through 8 brief sections. At the end of this, we hope that you better understand who we are as a company, how we plan to serve you with this upgraded technology, and then what to expect over the next few months. You're going to hear from many members of our leadership team who want to be here to share our excitement about this technology upgrade. But you can't fully understand where we're headed without knowing where we've been. So with that, I'd like to introduce you to Chris Clark, who is the Chief Strategy Officer and one of our co-founders here, and my co-host for today's event. He's going to give you a brief history of TimelyMD. Over to you, Chris.
Thanks so much, Lisa. So I'm excited to be with all of you today. In fact, right as Lisa was finishing up her introduction, I looked at the attendees and I feel like I've got old friends here. Not that you're old, people that I've been friends with for a long time. So really pleased to see some of the names. And so I'll just mention one person. I saw Cindy Gravitt is with us today. And for those of you who don't know, Abilene Christian University was our first client ever. And Cindy and Luke and Alan and I built the program together. And obviously we worked with the administration, but it's great to see so many of you, and we're so thankful to have you be a part of our family. So a lot of you may know some of this information. I thought it would be helpful to give a quick background. So TimelyMD was born in early 2016 as an idea amongst 3 college friends. Luke Hale, the CEO, Dr. Alan Dennington, the Chief Medical Officer, and myself. And we came together and knew that we wanted to change the world in a meaningful and a profound way. And we wanted to do something in healthcare, but we weren't sure what that was. So after many discussions, we landed on virtual care because we thought it was the wave of the future. And we thought that virtual care would be a solution to some of the challenges that we're seeing in the kind of overarching healthcare ecosystem. So we went to the American Telemedicine Association in 2016 to learn more about the landscape in the virtual care environment. And we also, our goal in attending that meeting was to see where would be a target market of people that we could serve. And we quickly landed on higher education because we thought that students would be open to this technology because they were early adopters of technology. And we also knew and understood the needs for today's college students. So fast forward 2.5 years, we spent time before our operational launch building, and then we started with Abilene Christian University, like I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, our first client. And at the time, ACU, like so many institutions across the country, had challenges in taking care of students 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And one of the other things that was brought up was the pure demand for services on the mental health side. And quite candidly, the demand for services outpaced the supply. So we built a program for ACU and continued to grow in 2018. In 2019, we continued that growth trajectory and expanded our base to almost 30,000 students. In 2020, and how many times is that going to be said in the future? In 2020, we're going to be talking about 2020 for many years to come. The pandemic changed everything, as you know, and telehealth went from just a nice to have to a must have. Not only did it become a must-have, it also eliminated the major mental health challenges in higher education, and it also identified where TimelyMD could come in and help fill a gap for many institutions across the country. In late 2020, we gained the attention of a major technology investor, JMI Equity, and we secured a $60 million equity infusion, which helped to accelerate our mission of taking care of students and ensuring that students thrive. I'm proud to tell you today that we're just approaching the 100 institution mark. We may have even gone over 100 institutions and about 500,000 students. So thank you for being with us today. Thank you for being an important part of TimelyMD's history and TimelyMD's future. And with that, I would like to hand it over to the CEO and one of my co-founders of TimelyMD, Luke Hale, to talk a little bit more about our mission and vision. Luke?
Thank you, Chris. If you don't know Chris personally, you can probably tell he infuses a lot of energy into our company, our people, and our vision. So appreciate him and Lisa kicking us off today. And really thanks to each of you for being a valued partner of TimelyMD. I'll second the shout out to Cindy Gravitt, who is our very first partner. I'm glad that each of you and each of our partners that are attending today have made the time to learn about where we're headed. Lots of exciting things to share today. Our mission is to improve the health and well-being of college students through virtual, medical, and mental health care. We appreciate all the feedback you provide on our technology and care offering and take to heart how we can continue to improve. We strive to innovate and bring you the very best in virtual care to serve your students and to help you stay on the cutting edge of student health and well-being. Lisa mentioned the passion of our team. It's real. The TimelyMD team wakes up every day driving towards our vision of empowering students to be well and thrive in all aspects of their lives. We are embarking on a journey to transform healthcare in America, and that starts with our young people. We believe that if we can teach students preventative measures and protective care tips for daily life, we can equip the future generation to take charge of their own health. We take a whole health approach to student well-being and offer services to support them mentally and physically. Our goal is to meet them where they are and remove barriers to access quality care. The Center for Collegiate Mental Health reports that 66% of college dropouts leave for mental health reasons. We believe that when students have access to the right tools and learn the importance of preventative care, their academic and life pursuits thrive. We know that healthier students are more engaged and easier to retain, so we want to continue to partner with you on that front. Today, we're excited to tell you about some new technology developments that will make your students' experience even better. So now I'm going to hand it to Zach Fleming, who leads product at TimelyMD, to talk through some of these new developments.
Thank you, Luke. So thankful to be here today and share the fruition of months, even years of hard work with this group. We know that if students cannot access clinical providers, it is impossible to receive care. So we have obsessed about making it as simple as possible for students everywhere. It is now as simple as 1, 2, 3. Students can select the type of care they need. The provider will accept the case, and they will be connected with a top quality provider to access that care that they need. In addition to our on-demand mental and medical visits, students can also schedule counseling, medical visits, psychiatric, and health coaching sessions at whatever time best fits their schedule. Thanks to an integration with security platforms, single sign-on makes logging into TimelyCare a breeze. Once students are on TimelyCare, they can expect an intuitive, accessibility-tested mobile experience, shorter wait times, an omni-channel engagement platform, which includes great tools like appointment reminders to make sure that they are continue to be able to access those providers, seamless integration with your systems and leading EHRs like Pyramid, and 24/7 customer support. Simply put, it is faster, better, and more beautiful. I'm so proud of what we built, so I look forward to giving you a quick demo here shortly. Before we show the video, I want to be sure to call out 2 of our new features. The first feature is one that will allow us to further expand the services students can access through TimelyCare. We all know that issues like food insecurity and lack of transit and housing can drive negative outcomes. Community Connect will put students into contact with the necessary resources and assistance to care for them. Another one is chat. We all know not everyone wants a video or phone call, so we're adding another channel to broaden our access points for care. At this point, I'd like to take a second to share a demo video with this group that really captures what we believe is a strong foundation of care students can expect from TimelyCare.
Lisa, we can't hear it, or I can't.
You hear it now. Awesome. Well, I hope that gives you guys chills. That gives me chills. I'm so excited about this new technology upgrade. So thank you, Zach, for sharing all of the details of the technology with us. And now I'd like to turn our attention to the new care benefits and features that you're going to get to experience this technology. So I'm going to introduce 3 more of our leaders. First will be Dr. Alan Dennington, who's going to share, he's our Chief Medical Officer and also a co-founder. He's going to share a little bit about continuity of care with us. And then I'm going to introduce you to Dr. Nim Patel, who is our SVP of Care Transformation, who will talk to you about some of our data-driven approach. And then finally, Scott Harris, who is our Chief Operating Officer, who's going to share some about the programs that we have. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Alan.
Thank you, Lisa. As Lisa said, I'm Dr. Alan Dennington, Chief Medical Officer and one of the co-founders of TimelyMD. I just want to say that our care team is very excited about TimelyCare and this new app and the new web service platform and the functionality that's going to provide for us as a care team to be able to provide care of the highest quality for students. I really want to touch on three kind of main points today. One is continuity of care, and then provider network, and then our complementary care services. So on the continuity of care aspect, we've always seen ourselves as your partner, an extension of the current service offerings that you have in your campus. So it's record sharing has always been a part of that, us communicating the care that we're providing back to your clinic so that your clinic can have access to those records and know what happened with your students when they saw one of our providers. This new technology is really creating a lot of enhancements on that as far as making sure we're capturing all of those records. What was always a manual process in our old technology of kind of grabbing those and uploading them to a folder is all being automated through the technology. And what that's doing is it's going to enable more of a real-time record access for your on-site providers. So essentially what was before a daily sharing of records in batches now will be automatically shared as soon as the provider completes the note. That record should be moved over. So it's not going to be in bunches anymore, but individual records. So almost kind of an instant accessibility of those records as soon as they're completed. We're also having some enhanced demographic collection and data analysis tools. And that's going to let us provide a lot more detailed reports on the students that are using the service. And then we're working on data analysis with our team to correlate their health and their use of these services with performance. And trying to see what things we can do or what actions the school is doing and we're doing that are really working and being effective. So I think it's going to be really valuable information. TimelyCare is HIPAA compliant, FERPA sensitive, and it's very accessible. We have an improved interface for scheduling as well that's providing a lot more flexibility. And we're hoping with the intent that that's going to allow students to more easily connect with our diverse group of providers. So going into that leads me to our provider network. Provider diversity has always been a really important thing for us at Timely. We feel students are more likely to seek help if they can find a provider that they're comfortable with and who they feel like they're connected with. So in the TimelyCare app, the students are going to be able to apply filters to our provider network so that they can look through and find a provider that fits specific needs that they may have. So we want to be able to connect them with a provider who they see as kind of their best fit. So if somebody only wants to see female providers, they can filter those down and find them. If they're looking for a provider of color, they'll be able to filter there. Maybe somebody who has experience in trauma or substance abuse, they'll be able to filter and find the providers that best match their results. The last thing I want to touch on is just complementary care. So TimelyCare is allowing us to go beyond classic telehealth and start to provide complementary services to enhance student well-being. So in looking at overall well-being and prevention of illness as opposed to just treating people once they get ill, we're starting to develop things like group health and wellness sessions for students to be able to get together and talk about things in an opening and welcome environment. We're starting to do group meditation sessions as well, just trying to think about wellness and overall ease. We're developing resources for self-serve health content as well. And then finally, we're enhancing our care advising and care coordination services like Zach mentioned with Community Connect program. So we've been helping students post-visit with navigating a complex healthcare system, but that's been an effective tool and we're investing a lot more into that tool and building out the ability for these care coordinators to help to navigate a complex healthcare system. So that's looking at things that are more than just basic needs, but also looking into the social determinants of health. So community needs, like food insecurity, transportation, housing, childcare issues. We're going to be able to look and help them connect them to local resources that can help with issues in that area as well. So we think that healthy students are successful students, and our goal is to use technology to improve the health and well-being of your campus as a whole. I think the flexibility and the available integrations on TimelyCare are really going to allow us to continue to innovate to serve students. So with that completed, I'm going to introduce you to our SVP of Care Transformation, Dr. Nirmal Patel. We're very excited to have her on our team, and she brings a ton of experience in this area around being able to analyze data and be able to use that to measure performance initiatives. And she's going to tell you a little bit more about our focus on preventative care and overall health and well-being.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Alan, for such a lovely introduction. So privileged to be here at TimelyMD, leading care transformation and the strategy around care transformation. And so what does that mean? transformation, clinical transformation, care transformation. We see that used in multiple areas, etc. And so at TimelyMD, it essentially means that our work is involved in creating a delivery system that is differentiated from the status quo and that is differentiated from what our students can access in the community. So I'm going to share some talking points where I'm going to really just distill what that means at TimelyMD as we create a solution and a delivery, a set of services that will essentially support that goal. So in order for us to take care of our students in the best way in these unprecedented times, we believe that care has to be transformational and different to the status quo, which means focusing on advancing health literacy and early intervention. So how are we shifting this paradigm? Using the construct of people, process, and technology. Firstly, we understand that most diseases can be prevented and that when disease occurs, it should be treated promptly. That seems simple. However, we know that in our US healthcare system, this is a significant gap. An important element in disease development are a variety of personal, social, behavioral, culturally influenced factors, such as substance misuse, poor diet, little physical activity, and other risky behaviors that students adopt, which you are all very familiar with. Health literacy is a key leading indicator of health and well-being. We know that synchronous and asynchronous education, when delivered in a student-centric way that is simple, accessible, offered in the moment that the student would like it, promotes health literacy and empowers students to maintain and promote their health by adopting the right personal habits that are conducive rather than damaging to their health. This is the goal of our care solution, coupled with, as Alan had mentioned, 50-state access to year-round medical and mental health care that is of the highest quality and subject to a rigorous and differentiated quality assurance program. Our solutions address primary prevention, which is intervening before negative health effects occur. Though interventions that alter risky behaviors and promote through interventions and promote behavior change in an evidence-based way that is sustained and also addresses social determinants of health. The identification of health risks that may lead to disease and the prompt application of measures to correct any deviation from healthy behavior is fundamental to disease prevention. To enable this, we offer a newly created proprietary evidence-based student health risk surveillance tool adapted from 17 different sources so that campuses like yours can identify and target behaviors and diseases of greatest health risk to students by offering preventive care, which is prioritized and focused on early identification and intervention. So whilst there are many such tools in the marketplace, we believe that ours is differentiated because it addresses many complex areas such as flourishing, resiliency, issues around reentry, issues around seeking help, and the general climate of the university around things like diversity, inclusion, and equity. Our goal is to decrease medical and mental health diseases by optimizing student knowledge and behaviors on how students think, eat, exercise, and sleep. We simply can't address future student needs by offering more services, as Chris had mentioned in his opening remarks, since there'll be a supply-demand imbalance. And we understand that there is a critical urgency to move upstream as we think about the paradigm of care. And so we believe this is our call to action to serve all of you in the appropriate way. We exist at the intersection of health, technology, technology and data. And that means that we have a tremendous amount of responsibility in terms of how we use this intersection to enhance what we offer you. Our services are supported by a robust data collection and measurement strategy with a sophisticated analytics team that we've newly created with deep knowledge in business intelligence tools, biostatistics, and machine learning, which allows us to look at your data, whether it's big or small, to really inform your business imperatives and the health and well-being of your students and their success. So in closing, our commitment to you is simply that we strive to offer a best-in-class, cost-effective, advanced preventive and primary care solution that includes measurement of that which we promise, which is access, health improvement, quality of care, and enhanced student performance. So thank you very much for sharing a few minutes with me of your time. And at this juncture, I'd like to introduce our COO and my dear colleague, Scott Harris.
Well, hi there, folks. So excited to have you here. I hope you enjoyed learning about our technology and our great care programs and offerings that Dr. Patel and Dr. Dennington talked to you about. I want to tell you there's even more that we're going to be talking about, also some additional programs that we're doing. And so if you take it to the next slide, Lisa, let's just talk about a few of those. So not only into the tech and not only the medical providers that are amazing, but we've also got all these things for you guys. It's all part of the partnership that we have with you and part of what we've heard you need to really see your students thrive. So we've talked a little bit about programs, but now we've seen some amazing group sessions. You guys helped us innovate those, and we are taking them to new heights that we're going to really see students thrive in an environment where they're with their peers, because we learned that peer-to-peer and also having an opportunity to do that is a great way to thrive. And you heard about the basic needs support, some of that hand-holding we also offer with coordinators, because this is a complex healthcare environment, and we're trying to work with you to help our students see their way to that thriving life that we want to be part of with you. And that even includes some self-serve content that providers can provide for them just to read on their own, to experience on their own, interactive. More than that, we've got these stronger alliances. These are alliances with some of the best in the business: Paramed, EverFi, the JED Foundation, Canvas Learning Management System, College Buys. That's an area that Chris Clark and his team lead, is to help to bring us together with these best-in-class higher ed organizations that will bring us together. 1 + 1 = 3, I say it. Maybe even 1 + 1 = 5, +1 = 5, because the three of us, the TimelyCare app, the institution like you, and these partnerships, we're going to bring things to bear that have never been done before. More than that, we're talking about better awareness. I'm going to introduce you to Nate in a few minutes. Nate is bringing an entire student marketing effort that is beautiful. It makes me just emotional, and how we can think about my own college students and how they can come to realize how important health is, and how we can then get them to register and use the product so that it is more than just an app, but it's actually a way for them to see their life thrive. Healthier partnerships, that means partnerships with you guys. So when we talk about that, Becky Banasek, you'll meet in a few minutes, she's helping to drive campus success metrics beyond just our students using the app. But are we really helping you to retain, recruit, and see your students thrive? And lastly, I want to bring up about faculty and staff programs. We mentioned it lightly with Dr. Dennington about our Success Now program. But what we've seen, and you guys know this, Boston University did a study. They said that 8 out of 10 professors last semester had a one-on-one conversation with a student about mental health. And that only 30% of those faculty and staff, however, had the training or the know-how on how to respond to that effectively. Even they were anxious and had their own mental health concerns as a result of that. And so that's what Success Now will be, on the app for the faculty and staff, to then talk to a provider about how to best serve a student. All these things are part of the programs that you're getting with TimelyCare, part of this new platform, part of our new offering. And so I'm going to turn it back to Lisa for the most valuable part of our presentation today.
Thanks, Scott. Yeah, I think this is going to be a treat for you guys. This is I'm very excited to share with you Alexis Bamfo. Alexis is a rising junior at Duke University. She's been part of our student ambassador program at Duke, and she's also now an intern at TimelyMD because she believes in the product. So Alexis, thanks for joining us here today. Alexis had an opportunity to test out some of this new technology, so I wanted you to hear her take on it and how she feels about it. So Alexis, I know you had a chance to try it out. Would you tell us a little bit about your experience? Maybe tell us about which service you tried, how easy it was to use, and would you recommend it again?
Yeah, sure. So I had scheduled a counseling visit because I was feeling really anxious about an upcoming exam. And the TimelyCare app, it was very straightforward, very easy to use. It asks for some basic information like your age and the reason that you're scheduling an appointment, and it shows you all the counselors available. And what's great is that in each provider's bio, they list the specific areas of expertise, and it was really nice to be able to choose someone with experience and knowledge of what I was struggling with. And the session itself, it was also really helpful. And, I had never received counseling or therapy before, so I was a bit nervous, but it felt very much like a conversation rather than just a series of questions. And I think I did better on the exam going into it because I wasn't as anxious as I had been before. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it.
Awesome. Well, I know you're getting to hear a preview today, just like everybody else is, of some of the new features that are coming. Which of those sounds exciting or appealing to you?
I'm really excited about the chat feature. I think it'll be really useful to be able to communicate with healthcare experts via chat. And it seems like a really quick and easy way to express your concerns.
Yeah, that's great. I'm looking forward to that one too. I know we've heard several students requesting that feature, so I'm glad to be able to bring that to light. And then, my last question to you, Alexis, is, our programs are always designed to be a supplement or an extension of your on-campus program, and help add in some hours maybe where counseling isn't available there. So I wonder if you didn't have TimelyMD, what might you have done? Would you have waited for an appointment in your counseling center? Would you have called mom or sibling? What do you think you might have done?
I probably wouldn't have done anything. I mean, maybe I would have gone to vent to my siblings or my friends because I'm sure they can relate to school stress and things like that. But it was really helpful to get advice and information from an expert, somebody who was able to give an overarching perspective on helpful ways to decrease stress and anxiety.
Awesome. That's awesome. Alexis, thank you so much for your time today. I hope you all enjoyed hearing a student perspective on that. And now I'm going to introduce you to Nate Stewart. He's our VP of Student Marketing, so that you can hear a little more about how we're working with our students and what we're doing for them. So over to you, Nate.
Thank you, Lisa. Great job, Alexis. We're super lucky to have you with us. All right, so the launch of TimelyCare is also the launch of our national student-facing brand. And we chose TimelyCare as the name because it speaks directly to our core value proposition, which is high quality, timely care whenever students need it, wherever they are. And the name also broadens our umbrella to encompass the full spectrum of care our providers offer, from medical and mental care to health coaching, psychiatry, and more. And ultimately, our goal is to make the TimelyCare brand the most recognizable brand in virtual healthcare for higher ed students, parents, and faculty alike. On the next slide, you can see that, crucially, we built the TimelyCare brand to be tailored for your specific program with a custom logo and a tagline that speaks directly to your audience. Your brand is the cornerstone of the system. And so we'll tailor your custom logo around your brand mark, mascot, seal, or any other iconography of your choice. And on this slide, you can see an exploration that we did with our partners at the College of Worcester, where we explored a variety of different icons. And ultimately, they chose the option you see there at the top with their iconic W and the tagline, telehealth for Scots. We're excited to take this exploration with each one of you. And no matter what we do, all of the above is designed to respect your brand guidelines, and also it follows best-in-class co-branding principles. And then on the next slide, as with any good lunch, we're supporting as with any good brand launch, we're supporting TimelyCare with a brand campaign. And I'm excited to give everybody a sneak peek at one of our commercials here. So Lisa, if you could press play.
Did you know students can get it anytime? Before class, after class, on the way to class, even during class, which would be weird, but whatever. Download TimelyCare for virtual medical and mental care anytime. TimelyCare, it's for students for free.
Awesome. So that's one of 4 total brand spots that will each focus on a different unique benefit. We also have 6-second versions designed especially for social media. And each one of these films will be branded with your program's logo and upgraded to your marketing toolkit for use wherever you like, from Facebook to Instagram and YouTube to screens across your campuses and even to TV if you like. These are TV quality assets. And speaking of marketing toolkits, we've completely rebuilt the toolkit to reflect this new brand look and personality. And I think my favorite part of the toolkit is what you see in the top right, where with the animated GIF. It's the new custom landing page that replaces the old FAQ page. So we'll launch one of these for each of our school partners as you migrate. It'll be customized with your logo in the top left, your dedicated suite of products. There's a carousel that kind of scrolls through. You can see an example of that there. And then some fun animations throughout to highlight different program benefits. And also all of those FAQs that were there on the previous page are still there. They're down at the bottom, and you can also find them via a link in the top navigation. And then in addition to the landing page, we've created new animated social posts, flyers, posters, swag, all the good stuff you're used to seeing in your toolkit. All of it's available in our Binder digital asset management system. And obviously you can also get access to them through your client success manager. Okay, 2 more quick updates. First, my team is putting together a playbook of best practices for driving program utilization. It'll include all the tactics that our data and our experience tell us are the most effective. And on this slide, you can sort of see a little sneak peek at the top 5. It'll include everything from including a link to your program in the top navigation of your student portal, to featuring your program prominently in semester enrollment events and materials, hosting wellness weeks, which we can support with enrollment registration contests, including reminders consistently in emails and newsletters across the semester, and then taking a truly multi-channel approach with the assets in your toolkit. We'll share this playbook with you later on this summer, but even better, we love to work with you as consultants to apply these best practices across your student touchpoints. So if you're interested in that, we'd love to hear from you. Just let us know and we will jump on a call. And then our last slide, just a few things to look ahead to. So this summer, we're hosting virtual meditation and yoga timely sessions. I think Scott alluded to that earlier. These will be happening every Tuesday and Thursday. We'll send out information with links and info. These are led by our providers via Zoom, and all of your students are welcome. And there's of course no cost to attend. Moreover, if there's a timely session on any topic related to health and well-being that you would like to pilot, we would love to put that together with you. So let your clients manager know, or reach out directly to me. And then coming this fall, the Community Connect feature that Drs. Patel and Dennington alluded to will be available. There will be marketing materials for that. We'll have more robust analytics and insights to share with you. And we're exploring more brand investments in the TimelyCare national brand. So more to come, and just excited to be on the journey with you guys.
Thanks so much, Nate. It's exciting to hear everything that you and your team are working on, and then what's to come in the future. So now I'd like to introduce you to who may be a new member of the TimelyMD leadership team, to many of you on the call today. I would like to hand it over to our Vice President of Client Success, Becky Banasic. Becky?
Thanks so much. Happy to be here representing the client success managers that you've all been working with so closely in your time with TimelyMD. So we've put together a thoughtful transition plan for students around how we'll communicate, compel, and convert them to this new technology and all these new services and programs that the team's been talking about. We've already started creating that awareness that the new app is coming this summer through in-app messaging and a landing page where students can find all of the transition details. And then as your migration approaches, we'll focus on preparing the students for the update by highlighting the benefits of the new app And we'll also be reaching out to any students who have been utilizing counseling services who may need to select new providers. And that process so far has been going really smoothly. Then when we go live, we'll make it easy for students to register, and we'll have our support team ready and available to help them. And we'll use all the available channels to help communicate and help them make that move. And I've got a couple of examples here then too of some of what those communications look like. So first of all, students again have already been seeing this new and improved app coming soon. And also we have notification around the specific messaging for scheduled counseling next steps. And then once again, your school is 2 weeks out from migration, we're going to be reaching out to students to, again, highlight the benefits of the new app, let them know that customer service will be contacting them, again, anyone who's actively using counseling services to assist with that transition. And then finally, students will then be able to access the provider listing tool that Alexis had mentioned. And then finally, when the new app is ready to go, we'll have the full communication package ready to go, including emails, social posts and banners, landing page, demo videos, flyers and posters, and then we'll be utilizing push notifications as part of that communication out to the students. And then we'll continue to have messaging in the previous app, letting students know we've moved, with help to redirect them if anyone comes after that move has happened. As usual, if you have any questions during this process, please let your client success manager know. I just want to thank you again for your partnership and working with us to help students thrive. And I'll go ahead and hand it back to Lisa.
Thanks, Becky. That's exciting. Thank you all for being so thoughtful and how that's going to roll out. I know that'll be comforting to all of our clients. So now I know that we introduced a lot of really cool, exciting features, but I want you to know we're not done innovating yet. So I'm really excited to bring Zach back to the stage so that he can explain to you our roadmap ahead and some of the new things to be looking for. So Zach, welcome back.
Thank you. And yes, you're right. We do not settle here. Before we wrap up, I want to share some features that are on our roadmap for later this year. But before I dive into these in detail, I want to highlight a couple of underlying themes: betterment, simplification, and optimization. We are seeking new ways to better students' lives with features like Community Connect, which we discussed earlier, as well as the faculty and student support services. We're simplifying ways to access those resources through integrations with Everfi, Canvas, and a new client web app. And finally, we are optimizing our experience to automate consent workflows and provide a more robust support ecosystem with features like SMS follow-up messages after visits. If you have any questions about any of the features here, or have features that you feel could add significant value to your student groups, please reach out to your client success managers. I will now turn it back to our MCs.
Thanks, Zach. I think we are ready for our question and answer session. So if you have not yet done so, if you have a question, will you please put it in the Q&A section on your webinar? I'm going to stop screen share so that all of our faces can reappear and we can be prepared to answer your questions. So I'm going to look here. Chris, will you look at, let's look and see if we've got a first question.
Yeah, I don't see any yet, Lisa, but what I'll just say is thank everyone again for attending today. And on our first one, we did have several questions. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them through the Q&A feature, or you can put them in chat, and we'd be more than happy to answer or elaborate on anything that was shared today.
Hey, one thing I want to share from Chris is what we saw about this being a recording, and you bet we're going to share this with folks who could not attend. We'll give you those videos that you can have, and of course the client success team is going to make those available, like Nate mentioned, with all the great ways to get students to learn about this program. But we did this by recording so we can all get on the same page about the exciting technology and the great opportunities to do these programs together to see your students thrive. So you'll get those.
Yeah, I thought I might, I have the questions that were asked in the first session and I thought they were valuable. So I might just roll those questions out again for the benefit of this group. But some have wondered if the rollout timeline is static or can it be shifted or changed according to the school's needs? So maybe Becky, let me throw that one at you.
Absolutely. So we've definitely been working individually with each school on their schedule. So we do have some flexibility there. I know we're really working to migrate everyone before the school year starts, but in terms of exactly what week that happens, then you can work with your client success manager to make that happen.
Great. Okay, we've
Okay,
got
and
go for it, Chris.
Yep,
I see a
go
couple
ahead.
come in.
Yeah, I see one. This is from Amy. Will there be a change in the therapy notes uploaded? Currently, they are not consistent among the different therapists. What would be helpful is if the session number was listed at the top of the note. So I'll let either Zach or Alan address this question.
Yeah, I'm glad to take it, Chris.
Okay.
Yeah, we've changed the formatting and the updated technology to be a lot more clear for the providers on like kind of expectations and having certain fields be required so they can't complete the note without getting certain information in there. Session number listed at the top of the note that's a great idea. One of the great things about TimelyCare is that we kind of control the development of the software. And so we can take that kind of feedback and incorporate it into the technology and work towards those types of things. We don't currently have it where the session number is listed there, although it will have better information about what the service line was that the student was accessing. And then also, again, making it more of a consistent format and the information that's coming back across.
Great.
Okay, great. Alan, Luke.
Can I just add, yeah, that's a perfect example of the type of question and the type of push that we like to get from you guys. So as you have ideas like that would make it, our partnership, better than it is already, please go ahead and push those things through your client success team. They may end up connecting you directly with Zach, again, who's the one who really kind of looks at and controls and thinks about these things from a technology perspective. But yeah, thank you for those types of questions. Keep them coming.
Absolutely. So the next question is around utilization from Alexandria Thomas. They're a newer client to TimelyMD, and they want to know about any recommendations or promotional activities that might increase utilization of the program. So I am going to hand that to Nate Stewart first, and then see if Becky Banasick has anything to add.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Chris. Great question, Alexandria. And I would say I can recognize the question in that we have a lot of partners who rely on communication at the beginning of a semester, either via email blasts or sort of a full sort of a complement of communications that all sort of go out at one point during the semester. Students all sort of take action at that point, and then we see in our data that the registrations and utilization will sort of kind of slope down. And what we found is that schools who make it really easy for students to find the program across their student journey, across student portals throughout the semester, that's the antidote to that sort of spike and then sort of draw back down. So for example, including a link to your program with a logo sort of in the top navigation or somewhere prominently in the student portals that students are going to on a daily basis, just making it really easy for them to find is one great example to do, for doing that. Also wellness weeks, wellness, even sort of wellness seminars, throughout the semester that are sort of designed to help students thrive beyond sort of just moments in time are really, really helpful. Just really help, I think, provide awareness that you're investing in students thriving. We can be right in the center of that with you as partners. We can bring incentives to the table like AirPods and gift cards that will sort of incentivize students to register and enroll. So those can be really good ways to do it. And then just, using your toolkit across the semester beyond just sort of moments in time. But the last thing I'll emphasize there is if you, Alexandria, want to work together and partner we can come in as consultants and sort of help apply these best practices. And there may be more that we can apply based on your specific student journey. So just let us know.
and I think, to add to what Nate said, I think the only other thing too is within that partnership, including like what things we can help you do in person. So like most of the things we said, I think in combination of looking at the marketing package is working with your client success manager. And then our team can really pull in Nate and his team to help work on what's going to work best for your student base in your situation, and including, again, some in-person options that we're working out right now.
And I think if I may add lastly to my colleagues' comments, that obviously utilization is about increasing awareness. And as such, you heard us talk about the fact that we are absolutely going to be focusing on primary prevention, hence the creation of our health surveillance tool. We're developing health content that's going to improve health literacy. And our hope is that we're going to be able to essentially offer that kind of content in a student-centric way, omni-channel way, etc. And looking forward to doing that with our student marketing colleagues.
Okay, great. So Nate and or Becky, the next question, I know we've got several and have limited time, but will the promotional package, is there anything to add around, will the promotional package contain detailed information?
That's a quick one, Chris. Sorry to interrupt.
Yep.
I know we're pressed for time a little bit. We have a demo video that's brand new that we can make available. And Ricardo, we can share that with you directly. And then if you look at that demo video and feel like you need more detail, we'll get you whatever detail you need to make sure students know exactly what to do.
That's right. And then the next one, and Alan, I think you or Dr. Patel shared this, but there was a question from Amy. Would love to know more about kind of the instantaneous record sharing. So she's talking about sometimes the visits, it takes a little time to get those. So Alan, would you like to reinforce what you mentioned in your section around what's to come soon?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it's been a manual process to date where we're doing the daily upload, and it's all going to be automated now through the new app. So when the provider completes the note, essentially it'll automatically get uploaded and moved over to the portal for access. So it should cut down on time. There were some loopholes in the technology where if the provider completed a note on the calendar day following that day, then it would kind of get missed at times because we'd run a report for the 20th and it wouldn't be then. And then on the 21st, when we ran a report for the 21st, that report was on the 20th and it would miss one. So we were having to go back and find those. And so there were some cumbersome issues there with that technology that have been resolved kind of in this new tech, and the ability to, as soon as that note gets done, it's kind of a real-time sharing. Additionally, we're working on integrations with higher ed EMRs. So Pyramid being the first that's kind of been accomplished there, where we're going to be able to push those notes directly into the EMR for your students. And they're working really on point and click and on what is it, Chris? The
Medicat.
Medicat as well, that they're working on doing further integrations there to help assist with that document sharing and notifications.
Okay, great, Alan. And then I don't know if this one's for you or Zach, but are there plans to develop a future portal to send communications to TimelyMD providers? And the example given was for those that are being referred to psychiatry, and through which campus providers might communicate regarding kind of the shared clients or students. So Alan, I'll hand it to you, and then feel free to hand it to Zach.
Sure, and I'll let Zach certainly feed in here. I think some of this issue is around clinicians who are wanting to share information on the students, from what they've seen or the reasons they're referring them, to make sure those questions and those issues get addressed, and being able to have a way to kind of share that information over. So just to give a little context to that, Zach, I will give you a shot at answering that. I have kind of some more input on it too, but I'll let you go first there.
Yeah, I'll just say more broadly, I think we're definitely looking at ways that we can kind of build that more 360 care platform and making sure that we're able to coordinate on behalf of those students in any way we can. So I think that's definitely some valuable feedback, something that we are actively looking in. And Alan, I'll let you talk to some of the care specifics. And I just asked to look out to the future as we continue to update those roadmaps and work with you all to really help develop more of those holistic health solutions within the platform.
Some things I can tell you that are in development on that. We do have a client portal that's being developed. A lot of that's going to be around looking at reporting and looking at utilization and being able to look at your demographic data and how students are utilizing it and look at a lot of that information through that portal once that gets released. We also are internally making, setting it up so we can do internal referrals, right? So our primary care doctors on the medical service can refer to psychiatry, they can refer to counseling. So if they think a student needs that, they can be able to refer there. And once that logic's built out, and that's something we've talked about or have kind of on the roadmap as well, of building into that client portal, so that if you're referring from the client, you can put in, hey, I'm wanting to send a student to this service. So those are all things that are kind of in progress and on the roadmap. And within TimelyCare and within the new app, the ability to put records in the forefront and our internal communication with our network is significantly improved here as well. So being able to connect, your provider on site with one of the providers in our network, if they need to have a conversation about it beforehand, all those things kind of become more open doors than they were really on the old technology. So we're really focused on being able to enhance that continuity of care and improve the connection between the on-site clinicians and the clinicians in our network. Nim, did you have anything to add?
I was just going to suggest that until the technology building is in place, clearly, if any of your providers would like to have a conversation or access one of our providers, you can reach us through your client success teams.
That's great.
Yeah, or directly through our executive, our mental health director or medical directors, we're all willing to try to make those connections happen. That's going to be significantly more feasible on the TimelyCare app than on the old technology.
Well, thank you all. I know we're close on time, so I'm going to go ahead and try to close this out here. I want to first say thank you so much for your time today. I know time is valuable and we appreciate you spending this hour with us. I hope you are energized after this, as I know I am, about the new technology and how exciting and fun this is going to be. I hope you also heard that we want to listen to you and continue to improve in a way that serves you. So please keep that feedback coming. And then as we close out, I want to remind you of two quick things that I think you might find valuable. One is our new Gen Stressed webinar series that we've been embarking upon. And we're doing one a month in June. We're doing one on June 30th, I believe, and it's focused on diversity issues, followed up by an invitation to participate in some guided discussion so that you all can interact with one another. And then finally, I'd like to put a little teaser out there for November. We're hosting our very first ever user conference, client conference. So we'd like to invite all of you to come together, and we're going to share some cool content that we've gathered throughout the year and present it to you in a really cool, fun, interactive way, give you a chance to interact with one another, meet some of our leadership team, and really learn more about TimelyMD and some things that can help you with your students and how we can make them thrive. In fact, we've called the conference Thrive. So look for more information on that. So with that, I will close this out and just say thank you again. We'll see you soon.
Bye, everyone.